they asked him about, first they asked him about his, 10-second meeting with President Trump. And then he gets into the cell phones and the whole thing. So I don't know if you could play the video. I just want to hear your thoughts on this. So let's play this.
Mr. Mayor, in regard to the Friday meeting with President Trump,
yes,
he came out of the meeting saying that you talked about almost nothing.
Okay.
I just wanted to get your reaction to that. It seemed like kind of belittling the meeting in general. And then also separately, the documents that were released in your federal case, there were like numerous instances where the agents investigating you and the prosecutors talked about efforts that you may have made to try to conceal things. You said you had a phone or you didn't have a phone on you, and it turned out you did, according to GPS data. Wanted to get a reaction to that as well.
First, the president communicates the way he communicates and how he wants to communicate. I don't speak for the president. I can only speak for myself. When I came out of the meeting, I shared what I talked about. And so if you have a question on what the president's thoughts are, that's the president. He said, Eric thanked me. Eric thanked me. And I just shared with Marsha, yes. I thanked her. I wish I could have thanked President Biden when he was talking about the weaponization of the Justice Department against his family. I would have hoped he would say, and they weaponized it against Eric also, but he didn't. So I couldn't thank him. When it's all good. And I'm clear that he answered that when he spoke. When you talk about the document, one of the biggest things they said about the password, and I remember others asked, "Hey folks, I'm dyslexic. I forget numbers. That's a byproduct of it. I always give my numbers to my staffers. That's what I always do. And if someone stated that I had a phone on me based on the GPS data, they're liars. They're liars. And the GPS data clearly pings and show you what phones are. They had the evidence. I did not have the phone. And if they said that, they're liars. The goal was to humiliate me, to embarrass me, to display me. That was their goal. And when you look at the information, I don't see why no one is factoring in. They wanted to take my phones at the goddamn marathon, folks. Right. And I don't know why. At the marathon. They could have come to my house. And so if they said I had it, I'm telling you, they're lying.
Yeah, Sarena, they're lying. The phone's not on him. So it's not on him. And he has dyslexia, so he doesn't remember numbers. He remembers to wake up every morning, but he can't, he doesn't know. Look at this.
Yeah.
From jail debt to 2025 brings New York City's total to 38 under Mayor Eric Adams. He must not know that number either, Sarena.
He must have forgotten that too.
What are your thoughts hearing that? And we didn't even get into the documents yet. Look at the way he's responding to everything. He sounds and looks like what we call a perp. He's a perp. He actually sounds like P. Diddy. Somebody wrote something about that. He didn't, by the way.
Yeah, listen, his answers don't make any sense. First of all, I hate when people use excuses like that. Dyslexia is a very real thing. I know he suffers from it, and that's fine. And nobody should use that against him or make fun of it or anything. But that has nothing to do with what actually happened. First of all, he changed his password from a 4-number password to a 6-number, more difficult password the day before the feds tried to get his phones. Please tell me how that's a coincidence and how that plays a role at all in his dyslexia. It doesn't at all. The fact that he forgot it overnight makes no sense, but he just said, which also makes no sense, that he gave the numbers to his staffers. That's not true, right? That cannot be true, because if it were true, let's play it out. The feds say, "Oh, you got this phone? Let's open it up." And he's like, "Shoot, I actually just changed the password to 6 numbers. And I can't remember it either." "Oh, you can't remember it?" "No, I can't." Did he then say, but I gave the numbers to my staffers? Let me just go make a quick call and I'll get that number to you. No, he didn't cooperate. And from what I understand, the feds have never gotten the code. They've never, uncovered or gotten into that phone. So he didn't cooperate. Whether now he's just adding one more step to his non-cooperation. It's like, where was the follow-up question from the journalist where it was like, all right, so you did know the numbers. It's just that your staff didn't provide it. You're still uncooperative. You're still sleazy. And I guarantee you the feds would not have had this issue if right after he said he forgot, he said, here they are, just ask my staffers and they'll give it to you. He didn't do that.
No. He didn't do that. And the fact that then he's like basically spinning this and then saying, oh, I didn't have the phone on me. So they're saying a GPS track. I mean, how do you think they would know where he is? He's got a tracker on the phone. He's saying it wasn't on him. But
I love that. Go ahead. Yeah, continue.
I'm saying he's saying it wasn't on him, but remember what he had said when he got stopped in the truck in 2023 November. He said that one of them was back at Gracie Mansion, one of the phones or whatever. And that's the phone that they didn't have the passcode to. I guess he has dyslexia for that also. And he said that it's not on his possession. So he's saying the phones weren't on him because obviously he knew this one was the one they were hot for. And the ones that he had on him, they took all his electronics. But he's saying here, I didn't have anything on me.
So he's really willing to go out there and say that these individuals lied to a federal judge because you have to present a warrant. I mean, you have to present probable cause in order to get that warrant. And to present probable cause, as you know, Sal, you go in front of a judge as an investigator, police officer, FBI agent, and you tell the judge what it is you have. And the judge has to make an assessment and give you that warrant based on the probable cause that you present. So he's willing to say that this agent went to the judge and just completely lied to the judge. I mean, that's a crime, right? Is he accusing them of a crime? Also, doesn't his NYPD routinely rely on GPS tracking and triangulation and all of that to prosecute thousands of New Yorkers, including Luigi Mangione, by the way? Thousands of people are under the thumb of NYPD with the very same technology that he's complaining was either wrong or lied about. So again, I think you mentioned this to me before we were recording, but just handing me as a criminal defense attorney, lots of fun things that I could argue to a jury for all of my clients, because I guess technology is wrong. And I guess federal agents lie to judges routinely to get warrants. Cool. Mayor Adams said it. Let's call him to the stand as an expert witness.
Yeah. And also that he wasn't they were going to stop him at the goddamn marathon. They're going to stop him at the goddamn marathon. Goddamn.
But they didn't. That's the beauty of it. I love that he's holding them to that, but they didn't. It's amazing. What things did he think about doing that he didn't actually do? Are we going to hold him to his thoughts too? Are we prosecuting people for their thoughts nowadays too?
That's the other thing, thought crimes, which, he's big with, he thinks people online should be investigated, hate speech. So he's for and against everything. He's for the First Amendment and free speech when it benefits him, and then he turns around when it benefits him again and says, oh, that's hate speech. We need to go after everyone that any dissent, anyone making fun of me, basically, because that's what he's really worried about. He's got a giant ego, as you could tell.